Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for getting on live or watching the replay. I really appreciate you taking the time to be with me here tonight because your time is valuable. And my intention for tonight is for us to have fun and to learn how to make some healthier, nutritious vegan choices that are pretty healthy. Now, we all know that not all vegan food is healthy, and there are fat vegans. So I wanted to make something fun and nutritious, and I give myself a bit of a challenge because I'm going to kind of be doing some sort of sharing of my screen with some videos. So, okay, let's get started. My first thing is breakfast. And this is a breakfast that's really nutritious and healthy, and it helps me to feel full. I like to make it on a Saturday. Usually there's a whole bunch of people around, and I'll explain some of that in the video, but it's pancakes. And I love it because sometimes I make big ones for people or little ones, and everybody gets to have whatever they want, and it's very filling. And I made this video this morning after my run, and oh, looks like somebody's got on there. Hello, Denise, yay. So I'm just gonna share my screen. This is a video I made this morning. I had just come back from my walk. I was really, really hungry. So, okay, let's see how it goes. Let's see, can you hear it? Oh no, oh gosh. Yeah, you can't hear it. Hey, Denise. Okay, this is interesting. I guess I'm going to have to tell you what's happening. Okay, so I start with my vegan protein and I process a banana. That's what I said. And here's my recipe. And then I put in a half a cup of oat bran and a half a cup of oats. And then I do a pinch of salt, which is 7 twists from my favorite right here, Himalayan sea salt. I just kind of crunch up 7 twists. Then I put in a cup of buckwheat flour and a teaspoon of baking powder and 3 teaspoons of flaxseed. I said dust there, but it's actually flaxseed meal. I'm not so good at the cooking, but that's what I called it. But what my husband does is he takes a grinder and like a blender, and that's what it looks like. It's just regular flax seeds that he grinds up into a meal. And I use 3 teaspoons, as I'm going to show you right here, and they're heaped up or whatever. I just scoop them and throw them in. That replaces any of the fat and the egg that you need in the recipe. And then I put in a cup of unsweetened almond milk, and then I blend it up until it gets all crunchy and like crumbly. Then I do a cup and a half of water, and I first do a cup and I process it till it gets all loose. And then I add the other half a cup. Because nobody else was eating it today, I did a half a cup of walnuts and a half a cup of vegan chocolate chips, which I get at Trader Joe. You can see right there. And it's semi-sweet chocolate chips, and it's all non-GMO. And if you look, I'm going to show you the rest, the ingredients there. It's just cane sugar, unsweetened chocolate, cocoa butter, which is not butter at all, soy lecithin, and vanilla extract, which is just water, ethanol, and the vanilla beans. So it says it may contain other things. Those just mean they're made in a factory with those things, but they make sure that it doesn't actually get in the product. So I was making the pancakes, and at this point I was having a hard time figuring out how I was going to show me putting the pancakes down. So I was explaining how the first lot came out a little bit different because they always need to warm the griddle. I turn it on high to start with, and then I bring it down to 8 when I'm ready to actually drop the pancakes on. But I start that before I start processing the banana or anything. And so at some point here, I navigate how to actually put down the pancake batter. It's quite funny because in the end, I think I just hung it up next to the processor so that you could see it. So as I'm talking about dropping them down, there I am sticking it up there. Okay, now you can see. So I just do, in this example, I do 4, but like I said, I might make one big one that like is a challenge to flip because my son kind of like to have a big one. And so typically I would put blueberries or walnuts on top, or my chocolate chips, and then I use the back end of this half a cup, which I'll show you in a second. to just tamp them down, because if they're not covered with batter, then they might burn and that might not taste so nice. So again, I'll show you that in a second, because I was saying all this in the video, but apparently you can't have the video talk while you're sharing the screen. So you see there I am, because there's batter on that, it just kind of covers the chocolate chips, the berries, whatever it is. And I'm going to show you, because I had mixed the chocolate chips and the walnuts in the batter, you'll see in a second, I'm going to go to the ones that I cooked, and they obviously were on the bottom of the pan. So there's the chocolate chip that might have burnt and not been so great. So again, I'm going to show you now how pretty much people know how to make pancakes, but if they're dry on the edges and the bubbles are starting to burst, that's when you can flip them. And they don't take long because they're only pancakes. So it just takes a second or two to, well, whatever it was, a minute or two. Once I flip them, people sometimes can make them with ice cream or with butter and maple syrup. I just eat them plain because I've put the chocolate chips in. And so thank you so much, Denise, for getting on. I can't believe that this isn't working, but never mind.
Yeah, I'm glad to be on.
The next video I made, I was dancing to a song and they didn't let me, I didn't have the copyrights to the song. So it wasn't playing, but I just thought it was because I had the wrong music. I didn't realize it wasn't playing this one. So again, when this same recipe I've had since 30 years ago, my husband and I used to eat the whole thing ourselves. We probably had 10 or 12 pancakes each. Then the son came along and he was eating 11 pancakes and it was still fine. Then we had another kid. Sometimes the kids each have friends and there's 6 of us and it still feeds everybody. And so I think we just eat obviously less. We have like maybe 4 pancakes each because it really holds you. You can last about 4 hours. So again, you see it wasn't that quick. I don't usually flip them, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like on the back. And then, you can freeze them. You can leave them in the fridge. Like I said, the kids will make ice cream sandwiches out of them sometimes. And for whatever reason, that one in the back always goes faster. So even it doesn't matter which way I put them down, that one tends to be done sooner. So so that's my breakfast. I think, I decided I couldn't figure out how to flip the camera and I wanted to show you guys me eating one. So there you can see it's all gooey with chocolate and it was really good. And I was talking about how good it was. And I was sweating because I just come back from my walk and it was really hot. And then I wanted to have a walnut. So I found one on the other side and I ate that. And then of course I was saying how good it was and nutritious and that I shouldn't eat talk with my mouth full. Okay. So, hey, Laura. Oh, you're so kind to get on. I was just talking about the breakfast I make and you can watch the video in the, okay, I'm going to stop the share now. There you are. You can,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm okay. I've been like cooking and gardening all day. So like, I even have like spots on my glasses. I'm kind of messy right now.
Don't worry. I want you to know that this is being recorded. So if you want to close your video, I usually just put it up on my YouTube, which has gotten absolutely no views in anything that I do. So, but just to be warned that I will be throwing it up there at some point. So I just showed my pancake breakfast that I make. That's vegan.
All right. My picture isn't very good. Want me to move? I mean, I
Oh, it
can't see
doesn't matter.
myself very well. I'm like a dark spot.
That's all right. I'm going to be going back and forth to video. So the next thing that I usually make, I'm going to share the screen again,
Okay.
is, so this is, oh, I'll share the screen. This is called chickpea tuna salad. It's with tahini and vegan mayonnaise. So this is a recipe I got from Kim Constable when I was, come on, there we go. When I was doing a vegan shred, 4-week shred. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I don't make it like this, but all of my recipes, I don't know if you saw the recipe in my breakfast, but there were bits that were blanked out. And that was because like it might have had white flour, and eventually I made it wheat flour, and then I changed it to buckwheat flour. So these have all been recipes that were somebody's recipe that I tweaked to make my own. So what you do with this is, my husband loves it. He's like, there's very few things I make, so whatever I make, he absolutely loves. So this is supposed to serve 6 people. Now, I don't know how much she's talking about, but my husband and I will have it for dinner. He'll make a sandwich. I'll put it on a bed of spinach. And, you know, it's usually gone by the end of the night, or maybe he has one sandwich the next day. So we probably eat too much.
What's
But
it called, Debbie? What's the name of it again?
It's called tuna salad, but it's chickpea tuna salad with tahini vegan mayonnaise, but I don't use that. So,
No, you don't? What do you use instead?
well, I'm going to tell you. So what I do
Okay.
is I start with the can of chickpeas and I drain it, and then I put it in a big bowl, and I use a fork to smash some of the chickpeas so that the chickpeas aren't all whole chickpeas. It's fine if there's a few of them left, but for the most part, I smash them. And then it says 4.5.
Well, now, do you use the canned ones, or do you use the ones that?
I use the can. I rinse the can and then just dump the.
Okay.
So then I pour what I think is 4.5 tablespoons of tahini. Now, I'm the kind of person who throws everything in and deals with it later. I don't do the dry and the wet. I just do it because I'm not that way. So then I just take a little spoon, which is, I think, about 1.5 teaspoons of Dijon, throw it in there. Then I take maple syrup. I take the proper maple syrup, and I do a little drizzle around again of what I think 1.5 tablespoons of maple syrup is, because my husband doesn't like agave. Then I dice up a red onion, throw it in. I take 1 celery stick and I chop it up real small. If the ends get big, I kind of divide them so that they're more small. Then I don't do pickles. I don't like gherkins, although he does. He lives without them. I do some capers, so I don't mind that. I just dig in with a spoon or a fork, and again, take what I think is 1.5 teaspoons, throw that in there. I do the twists of the black pepper and the the sea salt, and then I do put in the roasted sunflower seeds. Sometimes I do pumpkin seeds. I might even throw in there crushed up walnuts or pecans, whatever I feel like. And then I just, go like that and make it all nicey, juicy, and delicious. And that's it. He absolutely loves it. And that, like I said, can be a dinner, or in this case, I'm calling it a lunch. And I just put it on a bed of lettuce, and I literally take the little, it's spinach, not real lettuce. And I just put it and I fold it around like a little taco, and I eat it because if I do bread, I end up being 9 months pregnant. I don't know why, but I do treat myself sometimes to bread, but just not when I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And then, he'll have the salad. And again, I'll put, on the side, I'll just have spinach and little cherry tomatoes and all kinds of yummy things. But we don't typically do dressing because, dressing is mostly just sugary stuff. So here is me making the mujadara. Now, this is the thing that my husband really, really loves. And I'm not good at making stuff, so I always stress, but I'm getting better every time I make it. Now, I thought the reason that you couldn't hear me talking was because I had put it on YouTube or something, or Instagram. Anyway, they said I didn't have permission to use the copyright of the song, so they took it off. So that's why when I was practicing and I didn't hear the video talking, I just thought it was because I was dancing to music I wasn't allowed to dance to. So I don't know if you're going to be able to concentrate because I dance really funny and I'm having a great time, but I look abysmal. But I'm going to read the recipe while you watch me dance around making it.
Oh, okay.
Because that'll be fun, won't it? And so,
Sure.
so this is me. Okay, I have to start the video. Okay, so what I'm doing there is I'm putting the they're not fried onions. I put onions with water, small, I grate them very thin, like with a mandolin. And as they're with water, stirring them up, I put them in the air fryer to crisp them up. Meanwhile, in the big pot, I start with the recipe. which, and again, if you guys want, I can just text you the actual recipes. But what you do is you fill the pot with 5 cups of water. And again, this is supposed to make a lot. Trying to see here how many servings it says it makes. It says 4 generous servings. I would say it makes, well, it depends. Sometimes there's like none left, and other times it doesn't, it ends up going to waste because we didn't eat it all. So there's me stirring the pot. There's 5 cups of water. And what you do is you put, again, you crunch up the black pepper, just some of it. And it says to do like a teaspoon of salt. Again, I just crush it up. A tablespoon of cumin, what I do in a mortar and pestle, and 2 bay leaves and 4 medium cloves of garlic. And the secret thing that we put in there is sumac, and about a tablespoon. And then as the water boils, you put in a cup of rice. You stir that up around a little bit for about 10 minutes, leave it to simmer. Y'all know how to make rice. I don't, so I follow the recipe. And then after 10 minutes, you know, meanwhile, I'm making the onions. I have, you can see there, the bowl of lentils waiting for me. I can't watch me dance. I put the lentils in and again, stir it up. It's supposed to be about 23 minutes. What you're going to do is just like rice, make sure there's no water left. And if you tip it to the side, it just needs a little longer. Sometimes for whatever reason, if you taste it, it's still a little hard. You just throw some more water in until you get it to just the right consistency that you like. Once it's done, the way I do it is I put it on a nice plate. I have scallions that I crumple on top with the onions that I'm making there. I'm showing you the, the onions that I'm making. Oh God, I'm singing now. Okay, so I put the fried onions on top, the caramelized onions on top with the scallions, and I'll do some like parsley or whatever. And then what I do for my my husband is I'll do plain cashew yogurt in one like little tub of stuff. And then I put just tahini in one tub of stuff. And then I do tahini and the cashew mixed together so that he has little dipping things. And he
What is the name of that song?
It's Madonna or something. I only ever do my kids when I'm stealing the what do you call that? The Spotify. They're like, Mom, do you ever listen to anything but Madonna at 90 from the 80s? I'm like, no, that's all I know. So normally, you know, they would have Greek yogurt and all that stuff. And my husband likes to put it on a pita and, you know, put the little sauce on. But again, I don't do the bread stuff. So I just do it separately. I did kind of work out the fat and everything for it. So if it was made properly, the way they say it should serve for, it would be about 16 grams of fat, 70 grams of carbs, because of course, you know, the rice and the lentils have carbs, but there's 8.5 grams of fiber. There's only about 5 of sugar. There's like 17 grams of protein, and it's about 470 calories, which if it's your main meal for the day, that's not a lot. And so that's kind of a good one because it's a way to get nice, healthy protein that isn't protein from animals. So do you have any questions about that, my dear? I went kind of fast.
Very fast.
Very fast. I'm sorry. Well, you know what I was thinking is I wasn't really sure how long everything was going to take, and I would have questions at the end. So I'm just going to show you this video, which I guess now you're not going to hear me talking about that either, because I guess I can't do both. But this is me making, I thought it would be a bonus. I would make a dessert for you guys. Okay, so here is the recipe for the mujadara, which again, I will show you later. And this is the video of me. I put this one up on YouTube a while ago. So I'm hoping that this is actually the nuts. But yes, it is. Okay, so I'm going to talk through just like I would have been in the video. It's only like 3 minutes long. So this is a great dessert. It's also nice to have them in the fridge because they're cold. And if you're ever hot and you just want a snack, it has all of the macros you need. There's fat in there from the nuts. There's sugar in there from the dates. And there's protein from the nuts and the seeds. So here we go. Let's see what it says.
Hi, everybody. I'm Debbie Holden, and my page is Leader Life by Design. And I like to create things that are vegan and fun to eat and delicious and also nutritious. And so today I'm going to be making a nut bar. What you do is you take 6 dates that have been pitted, and then you take
I use 10 of them.
14.
Oh, I do it different now. I do a
Almonds.
1/4 of a cup.
2,
Makes
4,
it easier.
6,
Counting bad friend.
12, 14.
Oh my gosh.
And then you take 5.
Again,
This is the
I just do a
perfect
1/4 of
meal
a cup now.
because you get to have fat from the nuts. You get to have sugar from the dates, and there's also protein.
Oh, I didn't
All
put
you
any
do
seeds in this one.
Is put it in your little bullet. Give it a good blending. Hold on. Think that's good enough. Now what happens? It's really crumbly, and what
Okay.
I discovered is if you put it on parchment paper,
Okay. All right, I do it a little differently now.
step it out.
I should have watched the video first.
Might have needed a little bit more. I'll just go with that for now.
I'll tell you how I changed it in a
Okay,
minute.
so just get all your crumbs onto the parchment paper.
I still do this bit, but I do it a little different.
And then what I do is I fold the paper so that it makes a square. And I cover it up like that. And I fold it over. And then I use this rolling pin to really force it down so that it kind of becomes a bar.
This
Because
is so
you're
funny.
kind of crunching it all together so it stays. Now, when you do this, the thicker it is, the more likely it is to stay.
Okay, this is
It
a-
kind of comes out like that.
this is a train wreck.
And then
Okay,
what you have to
I'll
do
tell you what I do
is
now.
Just gently. See, it should have been crumbled a little bit more, but I don't want to take too much time. Okay, so after, trust me, it works better if you do
No,
it a
it
little bit
doesn't.
longer. But then what I do is I pick
Go
up
ahead,
the
tell me what you do.
slices
Yeah.
and stick it in the fridge
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And then when they're ready to serve, they're actually raw. You can eat them now, but they just stay a little bit better if you put them in the fridge for a couple of days, a day or two, or whatever.
All right.
So
I'll tell you what
give
I
it a
do
try.
now.
Let me know what you think, and I can't wait to hear from you. Thanks so much. Bye.
Okay, so this is what I do now. Stop
Hi,
the share.
everybody.
Go away.
I'm Debbie Holden.
Hey,
and
hey, hey, what
my,
happened to stop my
page
share?
is Leader Life by Design.
No.
And I like to create things that are vegan and
Hold
fun
on.
to eat and delicious and also nutritious.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so today
Hold
I'm
on.
going to be making a
Stop it.
nut bar.
I
What
said
you do
stop
is
the
you take
share.
6 dates that have been pitted,
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
and then you
Pause the
take
share. It's not stopping. Stop.
14.
You can still hear it. Okay, it's probably on the background here. Okay, there we go. All right, got it. Okay, so let me tell you what I do now. So I grind it up, but I take a tablespoon of water and I drizzle around it so that they get more sticky. And after I fold it and roll it out, I stick it in the freezer. And I plan to only leave it in there for 10, 15 minutes, half hour tops. Sometimes I forget. When I forget, it's harder to cut. But if I do take it out, then it cuts and it stays together nice. And because it had that little dribble of water, it swells up the nuts and the seeds, which I sometimes put in. So that's the basic recipe. 2 kinds of nuts. Usually it's pecans and almonds and the dates. But what I do now is I do 10 or a half a cup of dates and a 1/4 of a cup of always almonds, sometimes pecans or walnuts. And then I do a tablespoon of sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds, or sometimes I do coconut shavings, like shredded coconut that's desiccated, so it's not going to sugar in. Then when I blend it up and I roll it out, what I do, you saw me cut it into long ones, but I cut it into 10. And again, I have the specs on that as far as how much sugar and fat and everything it is. but it's nice because there's 10 of them in there. I usually eat 2 at a time. But you know, if you're eating one, or the kids, they'll just break off a little piece, you know. And because it's in the fridge, it's nice and cool. And again, it has all of the needs. Plus it has all the nutrients from these lovely fruits and veg. So that was kind of fun. It worked. I can't understand why it didn't talk in my first video, but it did in my last one. Okay, so questions. We have 5 minutes. I say 5 minutes because I always usually go a half hour, but when there's people on, they only let you have 40 minutes from when the person comes on. But, you know, so we can go a little over if you want, but I did go fast. So Denise, if you want, I can share the recipes. Like I said, I have a picture of them and I can just send them to you on a text. Laura, it's so good to see your face.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. You know, I love that recipe too, because you've made it before, you know, and you've made it for me. So,
Oh, are you
but
talking
I've been
about
really
the bars?
wanting, huh?
Are you talking about the bars?
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. The other recipe sounds interesting too, but I was wondering what's your YouTube channel so I can look it up, because I really want to try it myself.
Well, you know, I'm going to try and put it in the comments just because it will be fun to try. But it's Lead a Life by
Well,
Design. With
Go
Debbie
for
Holden.
now.
Say it again. Oh, did she leave? Oh, bye, Denise. Denise is a lovely woman I met at the gym. Can you see me okay? Okay. No, I probably am looking weird. So my channel, okay. So I'm going to copy that and then I'm going to go back into the Zoom chat and see if I can post it. Chat. See if this works for you. Can you see it? Were you able to see it?
Yeah, I did see it.
Can you click on it and see if it works?
I didn't get a chance. I didn't click on it. I didn't know I was supposed to.
Well, I just put it there now. See if that works. And like I said, I've got
Come on.
load. Oh, you got it? No? Oh, you're muted. This is someplace in Sardinia, or was it? No, it was Kefalonia, because Sam was with us that year. So if it works, you'll see us on the beach. If not, I have your details. Do you want all the recipes or just the, because I did share the recipe in its original form. And then of course, they all got tweaked since then. That's why I was talking about them. You're muted. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? You're muted. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You are muted. Oh, now I lost your screen. Okay, well, I'm going to go contact Laura and all of you guys out there in television land. Thank you so much for watching. I'm a little early tonight. So I hope you try some of these recipes. I would love to hear from you if you do and what you got out of it, if it worked, if it didn't work. And we now know I am technology challenged as well as not a very good dancer. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next week where we're going to talk about how to have a healthy glow. And it will be much better because I probably won't have a whole bunch of videos. Like the first 2 weeks, I didn't have videos. I just talked and we didn't have any hitches. So never mind. But we got visitors today. So that was fun. We actually had people online with me. Okay. Love you all. Talk to you later. Bye.